My Oscar wrap-up's coming tomorrow, I promise. Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back. So instead of staying up until 3 a.m. and working on my Oscar wrap-up video, I thought I would just do a fun little review today, and my Oscar video will go up tomorrow. So today I'm talking about the new Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams movie, Game Night. This movie was hilarious. I didn't expect it to be as funny and just off the wall as it was. Like, I went in thinking this is just gonna be another Jason Bateman comedy movie with a pretty solid cast, and it totally was that, but it was a whole lot more. It was so funny. There was just some really funny stunts, like really great stunts too. It was like basically an action drama crime movie mixed with this really funny comedy, or hidden underneath this really funny comedy. Really great movie. Really funny movie. And I had heard some great things about it. I heard that it was really good, and I was still kind of skeptical because I wasn't 100% sure from the trailers if I would. I mean, I knew I would enjoy it because I love a good comedy. I love Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, Lamar Morris, who is Winston from New Girl, so he's hilarious. And I mean, I was like, I'm gonna see this movie anyways, but hearing like the great things about it, I just was skeptical. It just seemed like just a normal, boring comedy movie. Not boring, but it just seemed like a normal comedy movie, like a standard one. So I went in with those thoughts, and I came out very pleasantly surprised. I was laughing pretty much the entire time. The movie has some really interesting and innovative and different ways they use the cinematography and the camera to transition between scenes, to just show different things within a scene. Like there was this one scene that was really kind of trippy. It in a way it was kind of trippy, but this guy was trying to unlock a door through a window, and he was using like a broom handle or something to push the lock, and every time he pushed the lock down a little bit, the camera spun with the lock, so it was focused on the lock, and it would spin so the door would like turn instead of the camera turning. And I thought that was like just a really cool trick with the camera. And then my favorite part of the camera work was the way they did like some transitions in between scenes with using a tilt shift, which is, it's kind of hard for me to explain because I'm not like super versed on cinematography. But if you remember the regatta scene from The Social Network, the way it looks, how everything looks like it's kind of a miniaturized, but it's still moving, they did that tilt shift kind of technique through transitioning through different kind of, to different locations, I guess. Makes a little bit more sense from what I was trying to say. And they bring it into the end credits as well, which is really cool because it kind of ties in the whole twist. There's like a twist in the middle of the third act that twists into something else. This movie is full of really funny twists that you didn't see coming, and it seems like it would be a stupid notion to have like 3 or 4 different twists in a movie, but I think that just adds to the hilarity and absurdity of this movie, which makes it so hilarious and great. But the tilt shift technique that they use, which at some points it looks like it could be a tilt shift, but at other points it looks like it could just be models or maybe some like CG. They bring it into the credits that kind of wraps up some of the twist. I just thought it was hilarious, and I really love that technique. Just the way it looks so cool, and it actually looks like you're like looking in on a 3D version of the Game of Life, which really does tie in to the movie because it's all about game night, and life is a game that you play on game night. Like they bring up the Game of Life to game night. I feel like I just keep rambling on, but I think it's really cool that they kind of incorporate that into the transitions and into the movie as well. I talked about this a lot last year because a lot of studios were doing this. Most of the time studios just have their logos up as a like card in front of the movie before it starts, or like they have some kind of animation. For game night, all of the studio logos were kind of pieces, like, you know, like a starry piece, but they were in the shape of the studio's logos. I think it was super cool that they incorporated the studio's logos into like these falling game pieces. It just really incorporated the whole game night aesthetic. And the last thing I want to talk about before I give my final rating for this is the cast. Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, they are the stars of this, but the real star of this is definitely Jesse Plemons. He is so creepy, and his whole storyline is probably my favorite. It's just so weird and funny, and Jesse Plemons has this intensity about him whenever I see him in anything. Like, I always think back to his character on Breaking Bad, who was just like this normal looking guy, but did some really bad things. And that's kind of, I don't want to say it's the reverse of his character in Game Night, but the way he does some stuff, the way he just kind of stands there staring at you, and there's like this quasi jump scare with him towards the beginning that I thought was just too perfect and really just spoke to Jesse Plemons' character in this movie. But everyone else is hilarious as well. I mean, Lamar Morris is my favorite character in New Girl. He plays Winston. I identify with Winston because Winston is also a crazy cat lady like myself. He talks to his cat constantly. I just like the actor. He is so great, so funny. He has just perfect comedic timing. His character in this is very much like Winston, which I think that's just the style that Lamar Morris does. There are a couple really great cameos in this as well. One of them I won't spoil because I didn't even realize that this person was going to be in it, but the other one was in the trailer, so I don't think it's a spoiler. Chelsea Peretti plays a very small role in this. She's only in like 2 scenes, but I mean, Chelsea Peretti is a comedy genius, and I just liked seeing her on screen because I missed seeing her in Brooklyn Nine-Nine since she has been kind of out from acting for a little bit because she was pregnant. But she's pregnant in this movie, so I mean, I guess she was doing some acting. She just wasn't on Brooklyn Nine-Nine because she was having the baby. But it was great seeing her anyways. The other cameo that I'm not going to spoil is an actor that I didn't realize was in this movie, like I said, but I haven't really watched anything that he's in for the most part, but it was still really cool seeing him on screen. So for my rating for Game Night, it is kind of an in-between for me. I would love to watch this movie again, but it's not like a collection worthy movie. I don't think I would spend the money unless I found it in like the $5 bin. I was just like, oh, I really enjoyed that movie in theaters, I'll buy it because it's $5. It's like not 5 stars for me. It's kind of like a 4.5-ish. It's still really funny. So if anything, I would definitely rent this again on Redbox for like a movie night with some friends. But I would also add this to my collection later down the line, probably not right when it's released. So final score is Redbox. And that is all I have for Game Night. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you enjoy this as much as I did? I know I was laughing the entire time, and the 5 other people in the theater with me were laughing quite a lot too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you, whoever you are. Let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I love talking movies, TV shows, filmmaking, film history, all kinds of stuff about movies, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!